Welcome everyone. Today finds me at Disney Hollywood Studios. It's going to be my one and only visit to the studios. I was actually here for a Disney Institute course and they took us to the studios, but it was more as part of the program and not just to visit and enjoy and have a good time. So I'm looking to a few things here. I know there's going to be a lot of changes to the park. We're going to look at those and just have a good time. So thanks for joining me. Let's get started. I think our first stop is going to be Tower of Terror. And let's see what that wait is like. And there it is at the end of the road. Looks like it's about a 30-minute wait. That's not too bad. So let's head over and have a little fun taking that sudden drop. And I do love this ride. When you get way up there and they open the door, you can see them opening right now. You get a great view of the park right before you drop. I'm going to start my timer to see if it really is 30 minutes. There, the doors are closing and opening once again. Those folks are ready to make their drop. There they go. They have the misters going. I don't know if that's for the plants or for the people waiting in line or both. I love these sconces on the outside. I don't think this is going to take 30 minutes. It's only been 11 minutes and we're about to enter the building.
Push in the dark. How much scary vision?
Yeah, this is the
Lots of trinkets here. And look at that. There's a fortune teller that William Shatner used in one of the Twilight Zone episodes. Now it's very dark, but we're heading down. Getting ready to get in the elevators. It's only been about 16 minutes, but I consider the show as having started once you move into that library. That's always a fun ride. Now right across the way is Rock and Roller Coaster, but it's a 45-minute wait. And I haven't been to the park in a long time, other than that little visit I mentioned earlier. So I think I'm just going to spend that time. I think I'm better off just walking around, seeing some of the new things I've never been to before. Look at that, now it's only 13 minutes. Maybe I should go back on. Nah, there's too much to see. 45-minute wait for Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm not gonna stick around. I'm gonna go and see what else is out there. I see Mary Poppins is over there doing a meet and greet. And it looks like a 40-minute wait for Runaway Railway. I think I'm going to do it. And this is the first attraction ever to feature Mickey Mouse. And it's a little strange because this used to be the Great Movie Ride, and it's sort of designed after Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. And so we don't really see a runaway railroad here as much as a Chinese theater. It's only been about 16 or 17 minutes and we're already in the pre-show.
Spend my day in the countryside. Good times are here to stay. We'll get away and have the perfect.
Oh, hiya, folks. Want to take a ride on the train? Relaxing ride around the fort?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent! You're all waltzing so beautifully together. Oh, my side.
That's a fun attraction, but sometimes I miss the Great Movie Ride, and I wonder why they can't just build a new ride rather than have to repurpose something that's already existing, but I suppose they know what they're doing. I'm gonna head over to Star Tours. It's only a 5-minute wait. I remember when Star Tours first opened and it was like the cream of the crop. Everybody wanted to ride it. Long wait times. But now that they have the Star Wars land, you usually get on Star Tours pretty easily. Here we are, pretty much a walk-on. That was fun. Of course, it's been a number of years since I've been on that, and it was a story that I'd never seen before. So I don't know, maybe I will head over to Star Wars Land. Wherever the path takes me. I have no plans. All right, it's Pluto.
Henry, you don't like Disney?
That always feels like real Disney when you see some of those classic characters and they're out doing meet and greets. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch all this, well, at that time it was Disneyland. And I always thought it was so cool that they had all the characters, Mickey Mouse and Goofy and Pluto and Donald, and you could actually meet them. So here's Star Wars Land. What do they call this planet we're entering? Batu? I think that's right. They did a very good job here. It really feels immersive. I was here on opening day, on the day that they opened up the Star Wars Land. I came here, I actually did a live stream. You can probably find it here somewhere. Maybe I'll link it down below. This area is really interesting. It's supposed to be like a marketplace. I guess it is a marketplace because there's shops here and you can actually buy things. Here's some kind of creature. And here's kind of the centerpiece of the whole place, the Millennium Falcon. And this is actually a ride, 20-minute wait time. I won't go in it today, but you can go for a ride, a journey, a smuggler's run. And down this way is Olga's Cantina. And that's like a bar. You can get little snacks. Theme park food is so expensive. And it's not the greatest food feel, let's face it. So I think I'm going to pass today. Actually, I changed my mind. It's only 20 minutes and I'm here. Let's go for it. It's really amazing that they put this thing together. We're behind the Millennium Falcon. Man alive, this is empty. This is just about a walk-on. I've never seen this ride this empty before. I'm glad I changed my mind. Look at this. There's almost nobody here. That was a lot of fun. I got to be the pilot. I was never the pilot on this ride. No, it's really just a seat that you're sitting in because they give you controls. Of course, they don't do anything, but it's fun to pretend. And there's where we were, at least according to the storyline, that's where we were. Here's Olga's Cantina. There's not a lot of people waiting. I bet you can get in pretty quickly. I think it's more fun if you have someone with you. I was in there when it was relatively new. It's been a long time, but I'm not really hungry or thirsty, and let's walk around a little more. Now it's time to find a way out. This opens up into Toy Story Land. I've been getting on the swirling saucers. Normally I wouldn't do a lot of these rides, but when it's like a walk-on, how can you pass it up? I'm here, so you might as well go on it. My wife used to like this one. Kind of a silly ride for a grown man to get on by himself, but what the heck. A lot more action than it might seem like. Oh, I hear drums. That can only mean one thing. The green toy soldier men. And here's a slinky roller coaster ride. Don't be deceived because it's in Toy Story Land. It's not a bad little roller coaster. But for a real roller coaster, I think I'm gonna head over to Rock and Roller Coaster. Let's take a look at some of the new concept art. The magic of Disney animation. And look what we see here. The Mickey hat, the Sorcerer's Apprentice hat, that used to be a great big giant one standing out right behind me. So it's kind of coming back in a different form. So that's what's on the other side of this wall. And over here, there's more. Give you a general idea of what it's going to be all about. They used to actually have animation that took place here, and they closed that up. So I'm curious to see what this is going to be all about. It's always interesting to see new stuff going up in the parks. It says 40 minutes, but so far the lines have not been as long as they've been stating. So maybe we'll get lucky. Just went down to 30 minutes. There's a great view of the Tower of Terror from here. And there's some doors just open.
Hey,
What are you guys still doing here? You're supposed to be at a show.
We're working.
Now.
I'd like to introduce our lovely manager.
Yeah, she's usually not like this, folks.
Yes, she's usually worse.
I heard that.
That's a great roller coaster. It's mostly in the dark. You do go completely upside down. At least once, I'm sure. But it was nowhere near 30 minutes, so I'm glad I did it. It would be nice to see Phantasmic, but I don't think I'm going to stick around that late tonight. They've really been emphasizing villains lately. This is interesting. It gave a clue, but nobody dies. What happens is the villains steal one of these, I don't know what they call them, a talisman, and then they hide it in a lair. And you have to figure out which talisman, which villain, and which lair. Sometimes I just come into the stores because it's a nice break to get cool. That's a nice looking shirt. Now this is a pretty cool shirt. It has a Hatbox Ghost and the Bride. What else? I see the Gravedigger in there. Hitchhiking Ghost. Pretty cool. And the Enchanted Tiki Room. Oh, I love this one. Now this is something I might wear. Wake up, Jose. But I'm not getting it. I already spent too much this trip. All right, it's Donald and Daisy. I know this is a good stunt show, but it's not until a half hour. I don't know if I feel like hanging around. You know I probably will though, right? Let's do it. Thanks for joining me. This was a lot of fun. It was my first time back to Hollywood Studios in a number of years. I don't know when the last time was I was here. So I got to see some changes. I got to visit some things that were really familiar to me. And I hope you had a good time as well. As up, look at how my shirt is blending in with this background. It almost looks like we planned it that way. As always, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you here next time on the Average Me channel.